Good night and welcome to Benalmádena's first English news broadcast. Digital Costa del Sol brings you every Friday all the information about this week's news. Tourism is the main economic engine of our municipality, and it seems that the data shows reasons to be hopeful after an improvement in the initial forecast for hotel occupancy during the month of August in the province.
Hotel occupancy forecasts are improving, and it seems that the province may have good figures for the second part of the summer and the beginning of autumn thanks to the domestic market. The Hotel Business Association of the Costa del Sol analyzed in a press release the occupancy figures for August, more positive than expected at the beginning of the month, when an occupancy rate of 66% was expected, currently standing at 72%. Benalmádena's mayor, Víctor Navas, analyzed this data, which showed the reactivation of the tourist sector, something vital for Benalmádena. Bookings have been around 70%, and these figures are based on the number of plane tickets and vehicles moving around the city. Also, the bookings in Chiringuitos have increased, and even with that, this data is not completely reliable because we do not have a real control of the tourist residential rent properties, which we also know are almost 100% in Benalmádena, and I think it's easy to see it because the number of vehicles these days, not only in our municipality but throughout the Costa del Sol, is exceeding any kind of expectation. The fairgrounds in the Parque de la Paloma, or the swimming pool in the village, or the different parking areas that we have throughout the city are practically full of vehicles. The forecast data for August shows that 68% of our tourism is national, with 32% being international tourism, which clearly means that it is national tourism what brings the increase in occupancy. The mayor spoke about this change in the tourist profile and how it is affecting our municipality. It is this type of tourism, the one that comes to the tourist rental properties that use their private vehicle. Also, many people who used to travel through the airport or by train, arriving at the hotels by public transport or taxi, now come with their own vehicle for fear of COVID, and that sometimes causes complicated situations. Maybe in the future we have to do like Malaga, for example, limiting the access of vehicles to some areas of the city because they end up collapsing and because they go against and deteriorate the quality of life of our citizens. The forecast data for August shows an improvement in practically all the municipalities of the province. The best occupancy forecast is for Nerja, with 82% compared to the 33% previously estimated. It is followed by Mijas with 77%, a notable figure compared to the 51% initially estimated. For its part, Málaga slightly improves, going from 72% to 75%. Benalmádena's forecast grows by 5 points from 70% to 75%. Navas stressed that these are positive figures for the municipality, which mark the way back to normality. A positive point is the occupation because our main industry is tourism. We live from tourists and visitors, and after a bad summer like last year, we can recover that hope, illusion and optimism that we have a huge competitiveness against other destinations and that our people are working because in the end we want the city to prosper and progress, and there is work for everyone.
To alleviate the crisis caused by the pandemic, public administration have put in place measures to help neighbors and businessmen. In our municipality, we can highlight the aids to the hotel plan and to the residential rents, as well as the Reabre Benalmádena plan.
Benalmádena's Town Hall continues to look for ways to overcome the crisis caused by the pandemic with measures to help residents and businesses. Now the Council is launching the second call of applications for the aids to the hotel plant and residential rental sector, as well as the plan Reabre Benalmádena. The Mayor Víctor Navas spoke with the media about these measures and explained why they were launched. They are a battery of extraordinary aids that we have launched to address the economic and social crisis caused by the pandemic. Moreover, this is already the second call to help alleviate the economic difficulties suffered by entrepreneurs and self-employed in the municipality, despite the fact that fortunately this summer is turning out better than expected, but our sensitivity as a government team for the situation of our business fabric lead us to launch this second call as soon as possible. Navas announced the applications submitted for each of the grants, which will now have to be analyzed for approval by the town hall technicians, and stressed the sensitivity of the consistory with the productive and business fabric of the municipality. City Hall received 255 applications for the second call of Reabre Benalmádena, 22 for the aid to the hotel plant and 35 for the promotion of long-term residential rental. These 8 programs and subsidies demonstrate the sensitivity of the government team to the difficulties faced by businesses, the self-employed and the hotel industry in this pandemic situation, all of which are fundamental elements in the generation of employment and wealth in our municipality. The Reabre Benalmádena plan aims to alleviate the consequences of the economic crisis, helping to facilitate compliance with business obligations, maintaining the activity and employment of companies, self-employed and micro-SMEs in Benalmádena. The hotel plant aid aims to support the tourism sector and hotel establishments in the municipality with measures that contribute to the maintenance and employment. Finally, the subsidies for residential rental try to encourage homeowners to place their properties on the market for residential and non-tourist rental, thus facilitating access to long-term rental.
After several years highlighting the need for new educational centers to compensate the growth of the municipality, the new nursery and primary school in the area of Finca Doña María is getting closer to become a reality.
Benalmádena's mayor, Víctor Navas, and education councilman Pablo Centella visited last week the site of the future primary school, which is to be built at the Finca Doña María area. Navas highlighted the municipality's need for a new center of these characteristics, explaining that this is one of the growing areas of the municipality. It will be a 2-line school that will cover the area around Finca Doña María, considered by the Schooling Commission to be one of the areas with the highest population growth in the coming years. In 2004, Benalmádena had a population of 40,000 people, and the last public schools were built in 2006-2007. By 2012, the population had already grown by almost 20%, close to 60,000 inhabitants, is when the Schooling Commission began to require the town hall to give land to the Junta to begin the procedures for the construction of new educational centers. It was not until the arrival of this government team to City Hall when they proceed to do it, both for the construction of a secondary school and a new infant and primary school. Navas was pleased to see that the project is moving forward, but asked for speed in the execution deadlines. Junta just announced that a technical project is being drawn up, setting a possible deadline of 3 years for the construction of this new school. A message of satisfaction in part because this new school means progress in our city model, but we also ask the Junta for greater speed in its execution. Since 2012, our number of inhabitants has grown again to nearly 70,000, and to guarantee social and educational cohesion in the city, we need new centers. It seems very late to us to complete it in 2024, and although we are satisfied that we are finally making progress, we ask Junta to speed up the deadlines to have this educational center operational as soon as possible, which will cover one of the main areas of expansion of the municipality. Centella also expressed his satisfaction with the start of the project, but he insisted that 3 lines could be necessary instead of the 2 that they are planned. We want to express our satisfaction knowing that at last the procedures have begun for Benalmádena to have a new school. Thanks to this government team, the transfer of the land has been sped up, making possible the creation of new educational centers in Benalmádena. The announcement made by the Junta has caused us some doubt. Although they have already confirmed that the school will have 2 lines, the plot is large enough to accommodate a center with 3 lines, and although this facility will alleviate the educational deficit of the municipality, we would like it to have been larger. He also stressed that the town hall is going to do everything possible to speed up the timetable after so many years demanding this infrastructure, and reminds us that the high school is still missing. We will make all the municipal resources available to the Junta so that the deadlines are not extended and this school is operational as soon as possible. But the joy at the announcement confirming a new school cannot hide a certain dissatisfaction, because the most urgent thing Benalmádena needs in terms of education is a new high school. This year there are already some, such as Albaitar, which will be forced to use prefabricated classroom next year. About the project for this new center at Benalmádena Pueblo, City Hall has done everything necessary, placing the land in Retamar at the disposal of the Junta.
City Hall and Diputación de Málaga held a new meeting to check on the progress of the section from the Senda Litoral project through our municipality. The Carvajal Beach area will be the first part to be made.
Beaches Councilwoman Encarnación Cortés and the Third Age Councilwoman Irene Díaz held a meeting at Diputación de Málaga with the management team of the Coastal Path project known as Senda Litoral in order to learn about the progress of the project and to promote its implementation in Benalmádena. In the last few days, we have had a meeting with the technicians who are in charge of the coastal path, because during this time, due to the pandemic, we have only had telephone contact, and our aim was to give a little push to this project. Although it has not been at a standstill, it's advancing slowly due to technical problems on the part of the Directorate General of Coast, which authorizes occupation in the maritime terrestrial zone. The project that we had for the first section in Playa Carvajal has undergone several modifications to adapt the technical issues to the requirements of the coastal authority. Both Cortés and Díaz emphasized the need for the Town Hall and the Provincial Council to join forces in order to speed up the work on the Senda in Benalmádena. Cortés pointed out at the end of the meeting with Diputación technicians that although contact with them is continuous, the visit had served to try to give a definitive boost to the project for September, and looking at the deadlines for the works, try to propose bringing some of them forward, given that the orography of the Benalmádena coastline is particularly complex. In this meeting, we have completely closed the last modifications. Now we have to close the project, which once it is finished will pass to the Junta for authorization, and we hope that by next year we will be able to see at least the Carvajal section. We have also discussed and agreed to start the procedures for another section along our coastline to continue with this great project, and we are working with the technicians to see what other part we are going to join in the coming months to be able to present it and continue with it. For her part, Irene Díaz, who is also provincial deputy, explained that the meeting also requests that work begin on a stretch and will connect the municipality with Fuengirola in the Carvajal area, and information was requested on the timetable for completion of the works, as well as making herself available to the technical teams in order to resolve any problem that may arise.
Sabor a Málaga is celebrating its first August market encounter with stands at Plaza de la Marina and Paseo del Parque to promote our local products and the gastronomic tourism sector. Language learning tourism is another segment that Diputación is working on.
Diputación de Málaga brand Sabor a Málaga celebrates this year for the first time a market encounter on August. Specifically, it's taking place over this weekend until the 22nd, held at its usual location in the Plaza de la Marina and Paseo del Parque. Both venues will be open to the public for 12 hours from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. At Paseo del Parque, there will be stands from 40 companies from all over the province with products such as breads, sausages, honey, sweets, chocolates, craft beers, wines and jams, among others. Meanwhile, at Plaza de la Marina, there will be 6 catering establishments with takeaway food, and 225 square meters stage will be set up with a main stage measuring 27 square meters, which will host more than 30 activities. Yesterday, a giant porra antequerana was prepared in recognition of one of the most popular dishes in Málaga. The aim was to make more than 120 liters of porra with products from the province and by Málaga catering establishments, which was after distributed among the attendees. Part of the proceeds were donated to various NGOs in the capital, such as Ángeles de la Noche and Comedor de Santo Domingo, among others. Today, Friday 20th August, there has been a live exhibition of the best tapas with Sabor a Málaga, in which various restaurants from the province will prepare a selection of dishes with the best avant-garde cuisine. Tomorrow, it will feature the most traditional Málaga recipes in a double exhibition. In the morning, the stage in the Plaza de la Marina will be dedicated to grandmother's dishes, which for the first time will be prepared by some vital figures for the understanding and development of the promotional brand of the Provincial Council, such as our bloggers. In the afternoon, some of the best confectioners in Málaga will teach us the preparation and secrets of our most traditional desserts. On another note, the provincial administration is also aiming to promote more language learning tourism in the region, producing an e-book with all the information about what the destination can offer to anyone who wants to learn Spanish in Málaga province. Costa del Sol Tourism CEO Margarita del Cid points out that the region offers more than 30 specialized centers with a long and accredited history in teaching Spanish to students, and the area can offer foreign students all the services they need during their stay in the province, including accommodation. The tourist board is focusing on the high interest in learning Spanish, which has established itself as one of the most widely spoken language in the world. Costa del Sol Tourism highlights some of the reasons to study Spanish in Málaga, like a mild climate with 320 days of sunshine a year, great beaches, impressive landscapes, nature, and a varied cultural and leisure offer, and prestigious Spanish schools accredited by the Cervantes Institute.
And these are today's headlines. Positive forecast for the tourism sector. Municipal aid against the crisis. Navas visits the new school plot at Finca Doña María. New meeting to push the Senda Litoral project. Diputación promotes the gastronomic and language tourism. The weather forecast for the weekend will leave us with slightly cloudy skies with intervals of medium and high clouds, temperatures with little change on the coast and rising inland, with variable winds and breezes. And that's all. Thank you for watching us, and remember, stay updated on our website or social media profile on Facebook and Twitter. Have a good night and enjoy the weekend.